Dr. John Hunt practiced veterinary medicine in Bucksport for almost 30 years. He now teaches and hosts a few radio shows for WERU where he answers questions about pets and covers a lot of different topical discussions. So he joins us now. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
You've got your latest book out that's sort of a coffee table read. It's Why Does My Cat Look at Me Like That? Ponderings of a Small Town Veterinarian.
We cover a lot of things.
A lot of things. And I want to focus on one of the things that you cover because it's so topical right now. And it's myths I hear about Lyme disease in our dogs. So you've got about 7 different myths that you have heard over the years of people saying, oh, my dog doesn't need this or this. And I want to start with myth number 1. My pet will never get ticks because it doesn't go in the woods and lives indoors most of the time.
That's a big one. As a matter of fact, just the other day, I walked out from my garage to fill my bird feeders. The grass was a little long, came back, tick on my ankle. So ticks can be not just in the woods, but in your lawn, tall grass, gardens. Very common. A lot of my clients would tell me they do a lot of gardening, they pick up ticks in the gardens. But they also can be in your house. Ticks can set up house in your house. Mice can bring them in. Your own pets can bring them in. Sometimes a pet will get a tick, and before they get exposed to the insecticide that the dog may have, they may drop off onto a couch. Very common, hear that a lot.
I'm glad you brought up the mice because that's something most of us don't really think about. You think inside your home you're safe.
Right.
As long as you and your dog aren't doing, going out in the woods, you think
Right.
you're safe. But
the mice may stay in the walls and underneath your cabinets, but the ticks may move.
all right, we've
So
got
that's real serious.
Yeah, very serious. We get another myth here where we talk about my pet is protected with a monthly flea and tick preventative, so it can't get Lyme.
I wish that were true. I wish that were true. But there's so many variables when you apply some of these topical anti-tick, anti-flea products, and now there's some good oral ones. The problem is clients may not apply them right. They may not apply them in the right time frame. They wait a month and a half instead of a month. The product may be inferior product. So you really need to be very judicious about how you apply and when. You got to put it on all the time in the proper way.
If you are very judicious about the application, is that true?
Ticks can still bite. They're not 100%. And that's the big thing. We all like to think that, but it's possible for a tick, it's theoretically possible for a tick to get through that poison and bite the dog and get the Borrelia, which is the Lyme, into the body before they die.
Our next myth is related to that because a lot of us think we don't have to apply that in the wintertime.
Oh, that's a big myth. Yes, I recommend applying 24/7, all 12 months, because the ticks can actually freeze. They freeze in the winter, but if it's a warm spell, they'll thaw out. And I tell my clients, if it's over 40 degrees, regardless of time of year, ticks can come up out of the ground. So over 40 degrees, even in February. So that's the one thing I told people.
Which we've been hearing more and more about, and it is terrifying, to think about ticks being here in the winter.
Yes.
Our last 2 myths we can sort of combine because the first one is my dog got treated for Lyme, so she's cured. The second, my dog can't get the Lyme vaccination because he has already had the disease.
Right. Dogs can get Lyme again. So if they had it once, we recommend vaccinating to boost the immune system so they don't get it again. And the first question was the treatment. I forgot.
If the dog's already been treated for Lyme, are they cured?
We don't know enough about Lyme. We do give 28 days of doxycycline, which is the standard. I think it gets rid of most of the bug, but some can hide inside body cells. So we're not really convinced, I'm not convinced from the literature I've read, that a dog can be completely eradicated from it.
Really interesting information. 7 myths, and we'll post all of them to the 207 section of our website. Dr. John Hunt, thank you so much for coming in and talking about this.
Thank you for having me.
And 207 will be right back.